Hi and welcome. Kimberly Castleberry here with JustAskKim.com and Tribe Syndication Association. And today I want to welcome you to having a look at Facebook events. Now, Facebook events are Facebook's method of creating events that notify either your friends, at which point it becomes an actual, you've been invited kind of thing, or sending an update to your fans for events that may either be virtual or face-to-face. It really doesn't matter what the event necessarily is, as long as it's something that you would invite somebody to. Whether you're having a pool party, whether it's summer there, whether you're getting ready for the holidays, whether you're inviting people to an event that you're running on your blog. Maybe you're running, as in my case, a webinar that you want to invite members to. The Facebook event system is actually really powerful. Now, it's so powerful that it gets abused from time to time. So response isn't quite what it used to be, but it's still a really powerful method and definitely something you should take a look at. Now, it's important to note that notifications are handled differently if you have a page versus if you're using your profile. Remember, with your profile, you're bound by, the non-commercial intent rules. You're bound by the no business solicitation kind of stuff when you're using your profile. If you're using your page, you can invite to commercial events. You can invite to things like that. However, the problem is that notifications go to the update folder in the messages system. They do not generate a real notification. They do not generate a real email. They tend to get ignored by most users, and that really is just the most polite way I can put it. And so a lot of times, a lot of individuals have to make real hard decisions about whether what they're doing is non-promotional enough that they can still use their profile. And to use your profile for business type events, one, you've got to make sure it's not for outright selling, that it's not very blatant, and that two, that don't send it to flat out everyone. Don't send it to the people you went to high school with. Don't send it to, your mom and dad. Don't send it to aunts and uncles or people you haven't seen since college. When you do that, you're going to increase the rate that you get flagged for spam. And again, on Facebook, as you get flagged more and more for spam, your life gets more difficult, and one day you're going to log in and find your account is off. So these are decisions that you have to make on your own, and I can only advise you to have a look at the terms of service and decide what works for you. Now, in my Facebook page, if I come down on my left-hand sidebar under the tabs and I open out more, I have a tab here for events. And if I click on that, what I'm going to notice in the browser is that I am at facebook.com/askkim question SK equals events. And that's the wall ID. So if by chance you've removed this from your tabs and you still need to get to it, if you've removed it as a tab feature on your page, you can get to it by this question mark SK equals events. And that's really important because a lot of people have reduced what they have in this list, and it means that they can't always get there. Now what you'll see is that I currently have no upcoming events for my page. And if I wanted to create an event for my page, I'd go ahead and I'd create it here. So I would click here, click here, and I would come into the create an event screen. Now it is nearly identical, actually it's almost identical, for the pages to create an event at this point as it is for friends, except for the notifications that we talked about earlier. Now to go to my profile, I can't go to the profile itself anymore to create an event. The event tab there is completely gone. But if I come to my home page, over here on the left-hand side, I will have a listing on this left that says events. And over on the right, I'll have upcoming events as well. And you can work your way backwards from there to get there. But open it out on this left-hand side and click on events. And this is going to give you the event listing. And here at the top, you're going to have create an event. Now, one thing that I want to do, I am going to duplicate an event that my business team is working on. And so I'm going to get this content and I'm going to save this image. Okay, so I'm saving that image. I copied the content. Now we're going to go back to the screen we were on and we're going to click create an event. Now again, you see this looks nearly identical to the screen we were just on for our pages to create an event, right? First thing we want to do is we want to set a when is this event. And this event is on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Actually, it's a, well, what I want to do. Here's the trouble. You never know what time block you want to put it down for, because you got to be careful that the event itself does not, because the event itself does not have a time bracket. Okay, when I put 4 p.m. in here, if you're in a different time zone than I am, all you're going to see is 4 p.m. and you're not going to know when that event is until you read the details. Now, this has been a long-standing complaint of these events, and so this is definitely something that what you want to do is you want to address this in the what are you planning field. Now, what you want to do about the fact that it won't adjust for time zone is when you put your title in here, which the what is your planning is your title, you can choose whether you want to try to get people based on this title to get into the event and read the event, or whether you want to go ahead and do something like 5 p.m. EST and put that in the title. By doing that, you help out people that are lazy, because flat out more than 50% of the people that click on this event are not going to read it. You're going to have, it's in this thing like 3 times what time this event is, and we still have people that won't read the event, and they ask, what time zone is that? Because they don't read. So if you put it up here in the title, you're going to reduce the amount of effort you have to put in there. However, in the case of this event, we're generating an opt-in so that we can send out a recording. Okay, we want to be able to send these individuals a recording of the event if they aren't able to attend. And in this case, you know, we kind of mentioned this and that they're going to get a recording. And if I put 5 p.m. EST here and that they know that they can't attend, they may not even open the event. So again, this is one of these choices you have to make about how you want to handle your own event. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to scroll down. I put in, you know, all my details. I'm going to put in where, I'm just going to put in Tribe Syndication Association. I'm going to scroll down. Here you can select guests. And under select guest, because I'm on my profile, this is my profile friends. Now, however, if I were on my page, it is also my profile friends. However, the notifications are not going to be notifications from a profile to friends. The notifications are going to be notifications from a page to fans or from a page to individuals. And so that's important to keep an eye on. Now, what I have here under search by name, I can search by name, but if I open this up, I have several of my lists. Now, the problem is it's gotten where it doesn't display all your lists. So if you have a whole bunch of lists, you may not see them here. One of the things you can do is, again, to condense your list so that you don't have 500 like I do, which is kind of the problem. You also can, these are my groups. So if I wanted to invite all the people from this particular group, I can click on the group and here they are selected. And what I do is I just go through and check these. Now, over time, there have been several browser scripts that allow you to select everyone that's currently in the view and auto-check them for you. At this moment, the only 2 that I've got are not working. Here's the deal. Facebook doesn't want you using them, and so Facebook breaks them every chance they get. And members like you and me, and members with a little more coding ability than me, come back in and repair the scripts and rewrite the scripts and try to find a new way to do it. So sometimes you're able to find a little browser script that will allow you to select all in a Facebook event or an invite friends square. But other times you'll find that you're going to have to go through and hand click these. And today I'm going to have to do a lot of hand clicking. What you also want to pay attention to is that you have an invite by email and you have an add personal message. And these are really cool because adding the personal message makes the event more personal. It helps improve response rate. It improves the number of people that will open the event. And as long as you handle it professionally and handle it, like a cool person, you're going to have less flagging for spam. Okay, so if you handle this right, this add a personal message is really going to save your butt, particularly if you're doing things that are business centric, but that are in a crossover so that you're using your profile for this. So what I'd want to do is I'd want to select the individuals I want to invite. And I would do, actually, I'm going to unselect these for the moment because I don't want to invite at the moment. And I'm going to do save and close. Okay, I want to check anyone can view an RSVP and show the guest list on the event page. I want to show the guest list because I want the social proof. I want people to see that other people are attending. I want it to have that strength of weight of, well, if other people are attending this, I probably better too. There are times that you may not personally want to use that. And again, you'll have to decide in your own situation. One thing I forgot to do was add this image. So I'm going to click Edit Event, and I'm going to click Add Event Photo. And there is a size restriction, so you want to make sure you pay attention to that. And I'm going to select my image. Make sure your image isn't too big, that it's within the size restriction, but 4 megs is relatively good size, allowed for an image. And so I put my event image in there, and I'm going to click Save Event. And so what you see is that this is what people will see when they come to look at the event. When they get the notification and when they click on the event, this is what they're going to see. So an example of this would be if I came under my events and if I was invited. For example, you'll see, I don't see anything really. Oh, here's one. This is interesting. I click on this event. I can see the event details, the picture, who invited me, who created the event, more info about the event, the ability to comment, the ability to reply to comments, who's attending, who might be attending, who's awaiting replies, people not attending. And over here I have options for whether I'm attending, maybe, or no. I also have at the very bottom, I have options to remove this from my events and to report the event if the event is in violation of terms of service. So let me come on back, and I'm going to go back to the event I was working on. And this is actually all you need to do to set up the event. Now, what you'd want to do at this point is to click on Select Guests to Invite and start setting this up so that you invite all the people that need to come to the event. Okay? And what you can also do is, because we left the checkbox open that other people could interact with the event, is if you have more than one partner involved, if multiple people are helping with the event, and, even if your friends just want to invite other people, they can use this, invite people. There's a similar box for them that says invite to the event, and they can invite people to the event, and that allows an event that's an open event to go reasonably viral. Now let me show you one more thing. And the other one here is it says Message Guests. And on the Message Guest screen, when this comes up, what we're going to have is a couple options. We have the event itself has an inbox, sent, notifications, and updates. And I can choose to send a message to all attending, or to everyone that was invited, or that has marked that they are attending. Whether or not I invited them, if they've marked that they're attending, or I invited them, that'll go to all. If they've marked that they're attending, if they've marked that they're maybe attending or not attending. This allows me to send custom messages to people that have said maybe. If people that have said maybe, they're on the fence, they may need to know that there is a recording, so it's okay. That if they go ahead and mark attending, that would be cool. But as long as they opted in, that it's totally awesome if they can't make it, that you will be sending a recording. If they've marked that they're, if they've not yet replied, you can send them a reminder that the event is open and that they may want to make sure that they check in, things like this. Now, because this was set up from my profile, when I send these, it will go to their actual inbox, this little 2-comment bubble up here, and they'll get a real inbox email about it, okay? Now, a real inbox Facebook email about it, let me put it that way. And that is very different than where it goes if it's sent from my page, at which point it will go to the update folder, which most people won't see. But this granular control lets you set some very definitive different messages, because you would not want to send the same message to people that haven't yet replied as you would send to attending, unless you was just sending out a mass message reminding everybody to attend, right? Makes a lot of sense. This is actually a really powerful tool. And so you set that up and that goes out. And that really is all there is to setting up your Facebook event. Just be sure you get it out. Be sure you also take this URL, and this URL is shareable. I'm going to come out to my profile and to my page. You can see I created the event, so there's a notification on my wall. But in 2 days' time, that notification will be, quite a bit down my wall. and I can share the event like this, and I can write a message, and the link will become clickable so that they can go to the event and they can mark that they are attending. It's always best to encourage people to mark that they are attending, even if they then click through to a link. That way you have some social proof. All right, Kimberly Castleberry here, and I hope that helps you understand how to set up a Facebook event. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I look forward, to seeing what you've got going on and to helping you with any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.